Are you thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate in Atlanta, Georgia? Well, stay tuned. You need to watch this Atlanta real estate market update for June 2023. My name is Carlton Lewis, and I'm going to give you all the facts and figures so you can make an educated decision based on what's going on in the market. So before we get involved with that, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know the next time I put out a new video. And I would love to know your thoughts on the Atlanta real estate market update. So leave a comment below and we'll see you on the inside. Stay tuned. Okay, we are back. Let's dig right into our findings. First things first, I want to go ahead and talk about something that hit the news last month. It says Atlanta homes are the most overpriced in the country, new studies finds. And this is by WSB. You can find this online here, or you could just Google Atlanta home prices, Atlanta homes overpriced, because that's exactly what I did. Now, what it says here, it says Atlanta has the most overpriced housing market in the United States, according to research conducted by Florida Atlantic University. Atlanta residents are paying nearly 50% more for their homes than the expected price. Now, this is crazy, and we're going to talk about this because most people think that because the interest rates are high, that people are not buying homes. No. It always boils down to economics, supply and demand. Demand is extremely high here in Metro Atlanta, and that is the issue. People are going to continue to buy homes here because there are jobs here, and because the cost of living is a lot cheaper still. Even though the homes are overpriced, it's still cheaper than places like California, New York, some places in Chicago. So think about that, and let's go ahead and hop into it. So let's talk about these interest rates. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the interest rate. So for the interest rates, I always go to bankrate.com and I'll look and see what it is for Georgia. And for the nation, you'll see if I can get out of these little drop down menus here. So for the nation, the 30-year fixed mortgage average APR is 7.04. The national average 30-year fixed refinance is 7.13. Now, Georgia is a little bit higher than that. Let's go ahead and scroll back to that the screen, the view that we were seeing before. It's saying the rates for Georgia are 7.07 for a 30-year fixed mortgage and 6.33 for a 15-year fixed mortgage. Now, it says home prices are cooling in much of the country, but Georgia has bucked that trend, just like what I was telling you guys. So let's go ahead into the price, the demand, and the supply. I like to do this every month just so people can see what's going on. Let's take a look at the median. If we can get the median to pop up there, and we'll move this down so you guys can see the actual numbers. Let's move it down a little bit more. Okay, so the median home prices, you can see, like in June of 2022, things started cooling off on the prices, and then after January, it's steady going back up. All right, steady going back up. So the median price is now $421,500, and that's for the greater Atlanta area. Okay, that is the metro. That's not the whole state of Georgia. That's not one or two counties. That's the whole Atlanta metro, which covers 13 counties. Now, this median price is a decrease from this time last year. All right, 2% decrease. Now let's look at the average price, because I like going by the average. Now you can see that same period of time, June 2022, Greater Atlanta, 520,000, and things start dropping down because the Feds raised the interest rates, and now we are going back up. Since January, we've been going back up, and currently at the end of May, we're looking at 527,000 as the average sales price in Metro Atlanta, which is an increase of 1.9% from this time last year. Now, let's take a look at the new listings. So newer listings from, they're up from last month. So we had a dip from March to April, and then from April to May, we had an increase. Again, it is selling season. People are putting their homes on the market right now, even though the interest rates are still high. And so we're looking at a negative 24% from this time last year. Negative 24% of new listings coming on the market this time last year. Actual total homes for sale in the inventory, it's gone up just a little bit. So we're looking at 9,100, close to 9,200 homes that are currently available for sale. Now, closed sales, what actually happened last month, the number went up. So we had in March, we had 5,200, and then it dropped down to 4,700. Now it's gone back up to 4,900. And that is a decrease of negative 28.8%. And so we have fewer closed sales than last year. Last year, money was plentiful at this time. The government was basically giving out money. And so let's go to days on the market. So we're going to start talking about the supply. The median days on the market went from 11 to 10, and the average days on the market went from 34 to 30. And so as you can see, since February, it's been declining, steady declining, and that's because of the time of year that we're currently in. Let's go to the month supply. So we have it went from March at 1.9 to 1.8 to 1.9 months worth of inventory. So what that means, sometimes if you guys are new or if you don't understand that number, what that basically means is that there is, if everything in inventory were to be sold, it would take almost 2 months. So 1.9 months for everything to be totally sold. The percentage of list price, I really don't talk about this a lot, but I want to talk about it. So most homes are selling close to their list price, right? 99.9%. So it's still a seller's market. So the percentage of the original price, we're looking at 98.7%. That means that, sellers are not really traditional sellers. I'll make sure I say that. Traditional sellers are not taking a lot of discounts on the price because they don't have to. Now, motivated sellers, if you're an investor, you're still going to be looking for people who have, circumstances where they need to sell their home, and they will be looking to be more flexible with the price or terms. Let's go to shows depending. The average shows depending, it's gone down 22.5 to 21, and then shows per listing, we're looking at 10.2. Let's click that off real quick. 10.2 has gone down to 9.8. All right. So what does this mean for buyers, sellers, and investors? For buyers, some people are discouraged about getting into the market because of the interest rates, and that's totally understandable. But what you're not being told is that some lenders will actually buy down the interest rate, especially now because things have occurred, like really, come to a halt. Well, kind of. People, like I said, people are still buying and selling homes, but things have come to a halt for a lot of businesses. Commercial real estate, it's not at its heyday like it was. And then also, with residential real estate, a lot of people are waiting to buy because the interest rates are so high. However, it just depends on what your circumstance is. If you really need to buy a home, then there are homes out here to buy. Okay, and then you can always refinance or get your seller to buy down your rate. You're probably going to pay more for that home. Probably want to pay full price, like we talked about some of these things here. But at least you'll know that you can get a lower rate. And you can always refinance, like I said. So you got the buy down strategy, and then you got the refinance. Some loans are assumable. You have to really look hard for those. Some loans are assumable. And then don't forget, there are for sale by owners, and there are also people out here willing to do owner financing for homes. So if you're a buyer, don't be discouraged. There are ways to buy a home here in Metro Atlanta, and really actually all over the country. So with that being said, let's go to the seller. So if a lot of sellers actually see that interest rate too. And so some of my buddies, we talk about this sometime, and we've had people comment on the channel about the not wanting to sell their home because of the high interest rate. So if you bought your home when the interest rates were extremely low last year and the government was basically giving out money, then you probably got a really, really good interest rate. You may have still overpaid, or maybe the price was still high, but you got a really good interest rate, which saves thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. So the thinking for sellers is like, why would I actually sell my home and then wind up going to pay more for a house if the interest rate is so high? So I totally get it. Again, it depends on why you're selling the house. If you don't need to sell, then a lot of people are just staying put. But if you need to sell, trust me, there are people out here to buy the home. Or if you're just needing to sell and downsize, you can do that as well. I had a conversation like that with a gentleman this morning who asked me about his mom downsizing the house because she doesn't need as much home anymore, and she has plenty of equity in the home, and she can just downsize from a 4-bedroom to a 2-bedroom because it's just her and his grandmother at this point. So that's a good thing. Now, investors, we talked about it. There are some owner financing that you can do, a lot of owner financing strategies. People are still wholesaling houses, so that's happening out here in the marketplace. Again, I talked about owner finance. There's lease purchase strategies. So it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're doing rehabs, you're going to want to find a house at a deep discount so you can have profit built into it. If you're doing an owner finance, typically you're going to want that house to be not much work going in, where you may have to do maybe paint or carpet or some minor cosmetic things, nothing structural where you got to redo a whole bedroom or tear down a wall or anything like that, because the sooner you can get somebody in that house, then the sooner you can start generating cash flow. All right, so I hope this helps somebody. I appreciate you all watching and tuning in. So if you got some value out of this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And again, like I said at the beginning, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you'll know the next time I put out a new video. And leave a comment. I want to know your thoughts on the Atlanta real estate market. Are you thinking about buying, selling, or investing? I would like to know, and so would the community. All right, so with that being said, this is Carlton Lewis, your Atlanta real estate agent, coming to you live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia, talking about the Atlanta real estate market update for June 2023. We'll see you on the next video. Have a great day. Peace.